They all share some very similar characteristics and traits. And one of those is this inability, right, to kind of look at things objectively, right? So I'm going to say this again. Don't take L's very well. They do not take L's very well. Why? Because when you've lived a life for 20, 30, 40 years, and you've been able to get over on almost every man you've dated, or you've been able to finesse to a degree where you've been able to always ensure that you're satisfied by the man while he might not necessarily. All the men that you friend zone, right? When you take an L, it's very painful. You have to have substantially higher status than for this to work, okay? Okay, so this comes. Meg Thee Stallion accuses Klay Thompson of cheating on her in her IG story. Cheating had me around your whole family playing house, get cold feet, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. Yeah, okay. See, here's the thing, bro. This is why I tell you guys all the time that, like, are very stupid and they lack the ability to, like, understand where they stand in the pecking order, right? And this is a phenomenon that I've, like, it's really a marvelous phenomenon, chat. If I'm going to be honest with you. It really is a marvelous phenomenon. And the phenomenon is simply this. From all the women that I've spoken to, it's actually scary, yet also interesting, yet also kind of ominous. You know, it's indicative of like an ominous future for us about how we behave, okay? During the course of my going on 6 years of talking to as a professional, I've come to realize that there are some certain traits that regardless of a background or status or what she does, they all share some very similar characteristics and traits. And one of those is this inability, right, to kind of look at things objectively, right? And let me expand on this. It's very difficult for them to be honest with themselves and look at things objectively. And worse yet, they don't really see where they stand in the pecking order when it comes to the marketplace, right? Man, we kind of have an idea where we stand. If you don't get, you're not going to walk around and say you're a 10 as a guy. You're just not going to do that because you don't have the real life proof of reinforcement, right? You don't have the proof to reinforce that belief that you're a 10. So like men are typically a lot more accurate in their assessment when they size themselves up in the marketplace. Unfortunately for they have an inability to do this. And I'm going to be charitable. The reason why have an inability to do this is because they don't get real signals. They don't get authentic feedback, right? Imagine this. Your entire life, you were told you were a princess. You've been rejected maybe once or twice in your lifetime, sometimes zero if you're hot enough. Men have always fawned over you to a degree. You've been able to get mostly what you want. When men in real life aren't doing it for you, you're able to get to the internet and get some attention. So what this has done is it's like really skewed perception of reality. And I've always said this, I'm going to say this again. Don't take L's very well. They do not take L's very well. Why? Because when you've lived a life for 20, 30, 40 years, and you've been able to get over on almost every man you've dated, or you've been able to finesse to a degree where you've been able to always ensure that you're satisfied by the man while he might not necessarily. All the men that you friend zoned, right? When you take an L, it's very painful. You use the Tinder swindler, for example. When a finesses a man, no one bats an eye. But when a man finesses a it's national news. It's a Netflix series. You guys saw the girl yesterday on the show. She cried on air because some guy finessed her for like 30K, right? Now, even though that's horrible and it sucks, the point I'm trying to make here is that simply are just not used to taking L's. They can't really dish what they give out. The rejection that they openly give all the time to men, they can't necessarily take it themselves. Being used like men are all the time, they can't really take that. And it comes from years and years of indoctrination and an overinflated sense of self-worth. What I've realized is that most chronically overvalue the market value by 2 to 3 points. Let's say average, right? A 5. Cute, not ugly. She could definitely, get some attention. Most 5s will easily inflate their ego and say that they're an 8 or a 7. Hell, sometimes a 10. And since we have an overinflated sense of self-worth, when reality smacks them, it hurts a lot. Now that you guys understand the female thought process, right, and the concept of an overinflated sense of self-worth, which has been honestly exacerbated by the internet, now we can tackle Meg Thee Stallion, okay? Now, Meg Thee Stallion, as you guys know, is a female rapper that famously was involved in the situation with Tory Lanez. She was a star witness that got him arrested, ruined his career, and honestly, she's been getting quite a bit of heat for it. She started dating Klay Thompson, who is a professional NBA player, and they had like this little, internet romance. Now, Meg Thee Stallion, she thinks that since she's famous, she's on the same level of this guy, Klay Thompson. But one thing that black, wealthy, successful don't really understand is that when you're dating a guy that has money or status, they don't really care about your status like that. They really don't. And then what's more, Meg Thee Stallion is known to be a okay? So what I assume happened was Klay Thompson sold her the dream, saw where he can go with it, had a little bit of fun, and now he kind of wants to play the field a bit and have a now, he should have been honest from the beginning and said, yo, I want to have multiple girlfriends, but a lot of guys don't have the game or the market value to pull that off, right? Let's just be honest here. And her being a celebrity, even though she shouldn't get mad at him having other chicks, the fact that she's a celebrity, her ego will not allow that. So this is where this stupid tweet comes from, or this post. She's angry because she got played, and aren't used to getting played. But she's keenly unaware that her market value is low. It is what it is. So this angry post, literally confirms what we've already known. Most men have an inflated sense of self-worth, and celebrities like Meg Thee Stallion have an even worse sense of this. This is why she's lashing out like this. So let me go ahead and, from what I understand, I think TMZ did something on this.
Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson are going their separate ways. On April 25th, the rapper takes to her Instagram stories to call out the NBA.
Yeah, she's a lot of guys, Meg Thee Stallion, bro. So I know that shit was probably pissing this off a little bit, bro. I'm telling you, man. He probably watched some Fresh and Fit and got red pilled, man. So this, bro.
Player for his alleged infidelity. The message reads, cheating, had me around your whole family playing house, got cold feet.
Yeah, he didn't want to commit to you because he saw how you did Tory and he knows that you're a and he's not trying to ruin his image, dude. A lot of guys are slowly getting red pilled, man. It's a beautiful sight to see. It really is.
Putting you down through all of your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous.
And I don't and the fact that she's like putting all this out is kind of why do you got to put that out there? The mood swings, is that necessary?
I need a real break after this one. The rapper also tells E! News in an April 25th statement, I've made the decision to end my relationship.
What she should have done was shut the up, let him have multiple women. He probably would have taken her seriously if she allowed it, by the way, chat. FYI. See, are so dumb. Dude, if a girl is smart, all she needs to do is literally get with a guy, be submissive, don't be a pain in the help him get bro, that not going nowhere, man. Bro, oh my God. That guy's not going nowhere, dude. If your guy wants to have other right? Just accept that. Now, I know a lot of girls don't have the heart for it, but if you can figure out how to be okay with that, help him get man. I don't think your guy's gonna leave you, man. Give it 1,000. Bro, man. Someone said, I'm broke, Mario, no one wants to share. Yeah. You can't do this if you're a brokey. Chat, disclaimer, hold on. For all the frying the back. This only works if you have money, by the way. Sorry. You have to have substantially higher status than for this to work, okay? I think that's a no-brainer, but I guess sometimes I still gotta express this out. The problem with Meg Thee Stallion is she still thinks she deserves monogamy when she doesn't. That's her problem. She has an overinflated sense of self-worth because she looks at it I'm a famous rapper. You better be loyal to me. That's not how this works. He has way more leverage than you do. He could date more than you can date men. Okay, bruh? Sorry. He has more viable options than you do.
With Klay, trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship. And when those...
Yeah, you don't have the leverage to dictate that. You don't have the leverage to make demands like this, dude. All right? You're used. You're getting older.
Those values are compromised. There's no real path forward. She continues, I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead with peace and clarity.
All right, bro. All right, nigga.
E! News has reached out to a rep for Klay for comment, but hasn't yet heard back.
Yeah, notice how he's not saying she's all yapping. She mad as bro. And she's a big chat, by the way. She's a big She's gonna have a hard time replacing that guy, bro.